Good morning. This is Two Local Radio. Actually, this is Ray Ray. And I'm going to speak on behalf of the whole Two Local Radio crew. I just want to say this. First off, if you are an artist and you do an interview with us, make sure to share your interview. Even if you don't mention her name, make sure to share your interview because that is your spotlight. That is your moment. That is what makes you you. And this is your story. And because it's your story, everybody should hear your story. So if you're at the shows, hey, tell people the link. Or, if you want to mention us, say, hey, check out Spreaker, which is like a speaker with an R.com and search Two Local Radio. We got an interview on there. And you can't miss it. Because it's all about promotion. In this day and age, it's all about promotion. And when you promote yourself, people get to see more than just your music. Yeah, they're at your show, but people want to know about you. And who knows, maybe down the line, they'll be like, hey, I can ask a question live on the air. That'd be awesome. I've been dying to hear this band. And dying to, know their thoughts on this one thing. And, that's what makes us, different. And we, share emails. We share Facebook, comments, even if they can't get on live. We share Twitter. It is what it is. We use social media, to our advantage. I'm hoping I'm not going to forget anybody. But I want to thank Shady Banks, the vocalist, Chris from Shady Banks, for coming on live. I want to thank Sam Hatmaker and most of all her parents for allowing us to do the interview. I want to thank Huntley and Folks, the band out of Erie, Pennsylvania. I want to thank Insanelius, the man out of, where is it? It's right outside of Maryville. It's called Friendsville. The rap artist. I want to thank Jay Storm. He's as busy as they can get, and he still did a phenomenal interview. I want to thank Synergist. He could be the next Eminem, and we're very glad that, and proud that he was able to interview over on Two Local. I want to thank Mike Flows and Mike Flows Management. Thank you so much. Mike Flows is outstanding out of CT as well. I want to thank the Juke Joint Drifters. They're a band out of here in Knoxville, and they put on one heck of an interview. I want to thank Dawn Reed. Dawn Reed is out of Connecticut. She is doing her Pure Seduction Entertainment and, the founder of, Jaden's House, which is a nonprofit organization for those, kids out there, that had, traumatic experiences. I want to thank Dirty D, the hip-hop artist out here in Maryville. I want to thank Pretty Prefect, the punk band out here in Knoxville. I want to thank Cold 43. Though we tried to do an interview twice, we got him once. But the second time, we had a problem with smoking and everything, but we're okay, and I know that they're not going to come back, and it's really a shame, but it's understandable. But we're very grateful that we were able to do an interview with them anyway. I want to thank Ken Pike from the explosive band that's really taken off, Absalon, out in Orlando, Florida. I want to thank Jack Nichols, not only for his brilliant introductions that we've battered and tortured, and added some things to it, but, he's a phenomenal person in general. One of the best DJs in the world, in my opinion, and a heck of an MC. And I want to thank his cousin as well, Mike Fiva. Oh my. I mean, he's the only dude that I know that can do a whole song or a whole set holding alcohol, dancing all around, and doesn't drop a drop. I mean, that's just phenomenal. I guess it's because it would be alcohol poisoning back in Connecticut. Those out there know. I want to thank Omega Down. Omega Down, joined us via the phone during a tornado or a tornado watch, and still we're on. Badass metal band. I want to thank Kat from the Bold City Brigade. The Bold City Brigade is the Jacksonville Jaguars community, and they're doing so much out in Jacksonville. He even does his own football show, Bold City Football Show. Phenomenal. I want to thank Melissa Swartz. She's from Pure Romance. She's a sex toy consultant. And she was a phenomenal interview. I want to thank Kyle Young, the MC out of New York, who also spent some time out in Cali. Thank you for not only doing your interview, but, telling us about all your production qualities. I want to thank Trey Tuck. I can't thank you enough, Trey. I mean, not only did you have the interview, you made it live. You let your people know that they can come on the air. Hey, we had 16 people? Him and Dirty D as well. Dirty D had at least 10 of his boys come on. And this is live. I mean, they can listen anytime, but this was live. This was, real. I want to thank Dave Benzotti and, Thunder Walrus and the whole Walrus Nation radio network, because they did, allow us to be on there, and we're still on there. We just have one episode now, but we used to have a bunch, and the whole thing is they helped us, promote our brand as well as, introduce us to them, and we've had a fantastic time. I want to thank Ron. He's the wedding DJ at Smoky Mountain Sounds. If you need a DJ for your wedding, go to Smoky Mountain Sounds. With that being said, I want to thank Rainey from Rainey Photography. Once again, if you need a DJ for your wedding, go to Smoky Mountain Sounds. See Ron and tell him you heard about it from Ray from Too Loco. But if you need a photographer, be it for pictures, be it for weddings, be it for whatever, check out Rainey Photography. They're located out in Sevierville, and they have a Facebook page and all that happy stuff. Our pictures came out phenomenal. With that being said, I want to thank Brick House Magazine. We will be in Brick House Magazine as of next month in July, unless things have changed. You can contact Yanni on my friend's page and get a digital copy or, a print copy. And, check out the, what we're about and everything else. I mean, they've been phenomenal. The whole Brick House, crew and management and team, just phenomenal people. I want to thank Brad Austin. Brad Austin, is a phenomenal folk rock singer out here in Knoxville. I want to thank Sugar Lime Blue. If you don't know who Sugar Lime Blue is, you don't YouTube. They do their Sunday night shout out. I want to thank Brittany Bouchard. Brittany Bouchard is one of our first interviews. She is located out of L.A. And she is a pop, country rock singer. Phenomenal voice. She's also a model. Some other people I'm thinking. I want to thank, I believe his name is Sean from Art Burgundy. That was phenomenal. I want to thank our boy. I'm trying to think of his name offhand. He's actually a Zabe. He's actually a Christian rapper out of Connecticut. Phenomenal dude. If you just heard his story, he was going out to Cali, didn't have much, and people would support him, and people helped him out. That's what it's about. There's so many others, that we can thank. Personally, but I'm going to just, do a big shout out to everybody who's been on Too Local Radio, who will be on Too Local Radio, who has worked with in one way, shape, or form, and that includes Mandy. No, we didn't forget about you, Mandy. who used to do our interviews, and Tammy, who used to write, our sports, blogs. We can also go with Aussie Jag, who used to do it on the website as well. I want to thank my web designer, Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson, if you need an affordable web design, he is the man. He does logos, he does web design, whatever you need. I mean, we basically got the hookups if you need anything, other than money. But for real, yous are the reason why we do this. I want to thank Cammie. She's a comedian out of North Carolina. And she's very funny. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But I'm just grateful for everybody that comes on or will come on. Because you don't have to come here. But because you choose to come here and you take us seriously and you know we're here to help. And we're there for you. And that's mainly what it's about. We don't care about your walk of life. We don't care about what you've been through. I mean, it matters to us. But what I'm trying to say is we're not going to judge you over it. Unlike other places. We're not going to badger you. We're not going to, just throw hateful, media things. We're not your normal media. I call us, if you want to say we're media, we're new media. NU media, like new metal. If you want to say that we're a podcast, fine. Call us that. But you know what? We also do it live. So really, technically, it's a radio show. And if you think about it, what really is a radio show? What is a radio station? Audiophile. A bunch of waves. Like the late George Carlin would say. That's what we do. And we happen to talk on it, so I guess we're talk radio. But we're also entertainment. And I'm one of the most humble people out there. It seems like I'm, being a jerk and everything and trying to be conceited, but that's not the case. Anybody that knows me, I'm one of the most humble people out there. I will thank everybody else before I thank me. And I also want to thank Bo Nose and his boys. Bo Nose is providing new shows and helping out with great information. And we've been through a lot in a short time. We've had people quit. We've had people say, hey, I want to be part of it. And then it came down to it, called as a scam, you name it. We're not a scam. A scam is something that takes people's money and gives them nothing to show for it. I didn't take anybody's money. I want to thank Tempo and Snow. Without Tempo and Snow, our show would not be as great as it is. Tempo alone is a very funny person. I want to thank, Chrissy D. Without Chrissy D, I mean, where would I be? Simple as that. I want to thank Nick. Same thing. They're a very, influential parts of my life. I want to thank, let's see here, Sean, Jeezy, and Tweety. When they come on, they do a phenomenal job and everything. They were trying to make it for the Beast Hollywood interview. I just didn't have time. I do have to put out there, I do work a normal job. I do work split shifts, and I do book everything. I mean, outside of the sports shows, I book everything. I talk to all the artists. I do a lot of work, as well as do my normal job. It is what it is. And I also have to deal with shitty internet. There's the S word. Darn it. I try to keep it clean. That keeps on breaking up on me all the time. That's why as of Monday, we're going business class and everything's going to be faster and smoother, and hopefully everything will run as, it needs to. We're grateful, for every subscriber. Right now, just on Spreaker alone, that's not including our Twitter, which is blowing up. That's not including our emails, which are blowing up in a good way. That's not including the Facebook, which I've got so many messages, it's not even funny. That's not including Reverb Nation. Oh, yeah, I want a huge shout-out to Reverb Nation. Thank you for our artist promotion. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, if you're an artist, a comedian, a model, anything of that sort, run a show. If you're not on Reverb Nation in one way, shape, or form, you don't know what you're doing, and you're not trying to promote yourself. Because these artists tell you time and time again, without these different outlets, I would not be able to promote my music to across the world. Think about it. Across the world, different countries get to hear what was impossible 10, 15 years ago. And that's what life's about. That is what life is about. Being able to promote the people that you would never, be able to promote to. And thank you for our fans out in Turkey. I don't even know how you understand what we're saying, but thank you out in Turkey. We're just very grateful for everything. And I am Ray Ray, and I'm just... I can't thank enough, to have 11,886 plays in an active 2 months. Let me explain this. 11,886 plays in active 2 months. There was, if people look back when we started, it will say around, I don't know, January or March or something. But what they have to take in consideration, we were over on SEC Radio, which is now the Walrus Nation Radio Network, and we were there for a while, and that's all we were broadcasting was over there. And the people over there are going to stay over there because they're, Walrus Nation, radioactive, and we probably lost some people by, coming back and doing our own thing. But it is what it is, and I'm sure a couple, plays, or maybe 100 or two, is from from the great, Walrus Nation. It could be a couple thousand. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, the fact that you listen to us and you're willing to follow us, a month ago on this platform, I'm not lying, we had like 104 followers on Spreaker. Right now, we're looking at 303 a month ago. A month ago, we were at, I don't know, like 6,000, 7,000 plays. We're at 11,886. And these are dedicated, real plays. This isn't YouTube. This isn't Blog Talk. You can't hit the button 40 times and it registers 40 times. It registered once. If you play it and you download it, still registered once. It's legit as legit can get. And people ask all the time, well, hey, you got a great voice. Why don't you go over to FM? Why? So I can get fined every 5 minutes from my mouth? Nah, I'm good. Why don't I go to AM? Why? Once again. Why don't I go to satellite? Hey, satellite's not calling me. If satellite were to call me tomorrow, I'd have to think about it. And everybody, that works with me would come along with me. And come along with us. That's how it is. It's a family thing. If I eat, everybody eats. If you can't afford to eat, well, then I'm not eating either. That's how it works here in 2 Local Radio. And for those who don't show up, well, that's on you. It hurts the listeners. You don't get it. It hurts the listeners when you are immature and you can't show up when you're supposed to. It hurts the listeners. At least when we have issues, I, send out apology letters. But these listeners don't deserve to be stood up. We don't deserve to be stood up, and if you don't take us seriously, we don't need you. Simple as that. I don't care if you have 500 million followers, and I could be a multi-million-dollar person tomorrow. Wouldn't do it if it meant that you didn't take us seriously. That's why we don't deal with many commercial, artists, because they can go on any other outlet and they're like, all right, 2 Local Radio, that's no big deal. We want you to be excited. We want you to tell your fans, hey, when you have an interview, hey, come on, ask the question live. That's what it's about. If you have a 9-piece band, we want the 9-piece band. If you're in separate areas, so what? All call in. It's not a problem with us. 50 of your fans, not a problem with us. But, I've spoken enough, and I really want to play this song. This is a song, it's by a young lady, a lady. She's a country artist. She's actually out of, I believe it's Torrington, Connecticut, or she's out of Connecticut. She is a country artist that sounds just as good as Nashville. The reason I want to play this song because I feel it relates to all the artists in what they're trying to, portray. I know it relates to us because we're originally from Connecticut, and I'm not going to hide that fact. Did live out in Jacksonville, and the Jags fans know that. They've seen us. And now we are out in Knoxville, Tennessee, or right outside Knoxville, Tennessee, to be technical. But when you are anything, you have to say the main area. You don't have to, but we're more or less from a small town right outside of Knoxville. But I would move to Knoxville in a heartbeat. I love Knoxville as well. Yeah, I love Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. Smoky Mountains are phenomenal. 9-mile strip full of everything you can imagine to do, and I'm not trying to promote for Pigeon Forge. I'm just being honest. You won't find that in Connecticut. You won't find that in Jacksonville. I mean, maybe in Orlando. No, because Orlando's got that, here and there. It's just different. If you've never been out to Smoky Mountains, you have no idea. Whether you're an outdoors person or, take a walk on the wild side or just family-oriented, it's the best place on earth, period. Well, this is 2 Local Radio, and you'll see in a minute why we're going to play Country Song Survivor by A.J. Jansen. Thank you so much, A.J.
It's Friday night. Charlie greets me at the door. I'm feeling fine. He knows what I'm looking for. With a wink and a smile, he catches my attention. God bless the man and his patience. No, I ain't from Tennessee, but country music's in my blood. I got it from my grandpa. He used to sing the songs he loved. I don't abide by the rules of a typical cowgirl, but I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. The scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood. And when the music's so loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me that I don't belong in this barroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. They come in to see me sing about the legends and lost highways. I remind them for a moment everything's okay. With a tip in a jar and an old guitar that's tired, y'all. Here's a northern Yankee country song survivor. The scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood. And when the music's so loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me I don't belong in this barroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor.
And before we go, I have to give one more shout out. Even though this is dedicated to the artist and everything, I have to give a shout out to Spreaker Radio. This outlet has been a dream come true. We came from Lipson, went over to Blog Talk, and now we're over on Spreaker, and we wouldn't go anywhere else, honestly. Unless We could work out a major deal with like satellite radio, but even then, we'd be hard pressed to leave. We'd love to be on iHeart Talk. Don't get me wrong, and that's why we do our star interviews. And it's not about us. If there's anyone from Spreaker that wants to push as far as going over to iHeart Talk as far as our star interviews, that is perfectly fine, because it's not about us. It's about the artists. And this is the chance that they get to expand to millions across the world through iHeart Talk Radio. And we feel that we belong there. And because we belong there, it's only a matter of time before we're on there. For one of our shows at least. So, but we're very grateful to everybody over at Spreaker. We love being on this platform. We couldn't ask to be on a better platform. The fact that we could play music during our shows. We would make one suggestion: if you could make a way where we can rewind the music and play it over again, that would be wonderful. But everything that you've worked hard and all your dedication and time spent and everything, we appreciate it so much. We can't thank you enough for everything. You are the best. You are the bomb. You are phenomenal. You are fantastic. And that's not sucking up. That's being real. Because out of all the platforms we've been on, nothing even comes close to this. Nothing touches it. And if you're doing online radio and you're not on Spreaker, I don't know what the hell your problem is. You just don't get it. They're expanding. They're growing. And you're just going to be left behind. And believe it or not, online radio is the future. Internet radio. The minute somebody creates a box, which I'm sure Spreaker will be on board, that, you can do online radio from your car, and I'm not even talking about satellite because of the overhead. That you can do that goes into the actual internet bill. Every other radio is done. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. I don't care if it's 10, 15 years down the line. Hello, we're Two Local Radio. We're not changing. This is Ray Ray. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Oh, yeah, and don't forget at 10:30. I do apologize. Don't miss Crazy Bush or Creased Bush. I can't say his name right. He's the producer of Big Midget Music. And a very talented individual, and we're very glad to have him on the show tonight. Thank you so much. This is Two Local Radio. Have a wonderful weekend.